Tantra is like electricity. It's pure energy. It is misunderstood that temples are a center for spiritual enlightenment and healing of our own being. Temples are for the welfare of the universe.
Okay.
So these are the 6 types of quote-unquote black magic things that you can do.
Oh.
Rama is the Shiva Tattva which goes pursuing the Kundalini. So the entire story of Ramayana is actually the story of Kundalini within every single person. There, Hanuman has to employ all his strength and fight Lankini, and only after defeating Lankini, he can proceed to find Sita. Lankini represents this tamasic obstacle where we have to completely devote ourselves to overcome that obstacle.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Aditi Shah Talks. We've been really grateful for all the love that we have received on all our previous episodes. It's just a humble request from me and my team who's been working so hard to create all of this to please subscribe to the channel so that it helps us go on and about this podcast and give you all the best we can. On today's episode, we are going to discuss Tantra and all your doubts about Tantra that you've ever had from an actual practitioner. His name is Vishwajit. Welcome, Vishwajit, and thank you so much for coming all the way from Pune to here.
Thank you so much.
Vishwajit, in today's world, everybody has associated Tantra with something occult, dark, black magic, jadoo tona, vashikaran, What's the truth? What is Tantra? What are agams? Can you please explain?
Absolutely. So the conception that Tantra has to do something with black magic is inherently a colonial conception. So when the colonizers, and it doesn't just start with the British, it goes right back to the Islamic invasions of India. So that as well is a form of colonization. So when the colonizers who were not familiar with the traditions of our land, of the indigenous culture, they misinterpreted, they twisted, and then served back that interpretation to us in their own language. So just for an example, the concepts in Indian spirituality like karma, rebirth, worshipping Ishtadevatas, different deities, is extremely alien to someone who is from the Abrahamic religions like Islam and Christianity and Judaism, where there is just one God, one path, and only one type of practice that you can do. So what they ended up doing is misinterpreting the things in our land, straight from the Vedic traditions to the Tantric to the Pauranic, from temples and to worship of murtis, which was condemned as idol worship. So this misconception of Tantra as black magic traces its roots to colonialism.
Okay.
And the excessive association of black magic with Tantra is done by the masses as well, where we see that people just looking at Tantra as a means to destroy someone or to harm someone. But what exactly Tantra is? Tantra derives, the word derives its roots from the Sanskrit term meaning tantu. It means a small
device?
No, not exactly a device. A small spanda, vibration, which expands to the cosmic universality. So Tantra means to expand. And what are we expanding? It is the self. It is our perception of the world which we are expanding. So Tantra is not actually just black magic or not even magic to say. Tantra is a holistic philosophy in its own, just like Advaita, Vedanta, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa. So these are the different philosophies in Indian traditions. Tantra is also a philosophy which includes all these different point of views. So Tantra is not just magic, but it's a profound way of practicing and worshipping the deities. Now, when we talk about black magic, there is this thing called Shat Karma in Tantras.
Okay.
Shat Karma refers to Shat means 6 and Karma means types of practices.
Okay.
So Shat Karma means Jarana, Marana, Vidveshana, Stambhana, Uchchatana and Vashikarana. So these are the 6 types of karmas which are done. The most famous of it is the Vashikarana. So Vashikaran means to hypnotize. It doesn't mean to harm someone or hypnotize someone. The word is just Vashikarana, to hypnotize. So what are we going to hypnotize? Vashikarana is actually meant to hypnotize and keep our own sense organs in our own control.
Okay. So hypnotizing one own self.
Is, yes, exactly.
Okay.
So when we say that we hear stories that this rishi did tapasya for 10,000 years and 20,000 years, so they control their own organs, their own senses, they hypnotize their own senses to keep the senses in their own control during this prolonged period of tapasya.
Oh.
So Vashikaran is to be done on our own self. And to say it out loud, the sexual urges are to be controlled with utmost sincerity and strict discipline. And to achieve that, we must employ Vashikaran on our own senses.
Good.
Because it is mortally, humanly impossible to control all the senses without the use of any hypnotism.
Interesting.
So Vashikaran is for ourselves. Tantra, when we talk about magic, the magical part of it, Tantra is like electricity. It's pure energy, it's being in its most intrinsic way. So when we use electricity for lighting a bulb for useful purposes, we see it as good. But when electricity is used to kill someone, used to harm someone, then we view electricity as bad. In the same way, when Tantra is used to harm someone, we associate it with black magic. Or when it is done for spiritual enlightenment and upliftment of our own self, it is seen as good. But at the end of the day, electricity does not have a character of its own. It does not have a nature of good and evil. Electricity is pure energy. In the same way, Tantra does not have segregation like black magic and white magic. Tantra is Tantra. It depends on how we utilize and use it.
Okay, got it. Fine. So it is something that some people use it as a weapon in the wrong way,
Yes.
and some use it for
As a
their
tool.
own enlightenment,
As a tool.
yeah,
Definitely.
and progressing their spiritual journey. Got it, got it. But tell me about Agama.
Yes.
Okay.
So Tantra and Agama are used simultaneously. They refer to the same textual tradition. So Agamas and Tantras, we are familiar with the Vedas and the Puranas, the Smritis and Shrutis, but Tantras and Agamas are the textual traditions which deal with all the, the tantric knowledge that we are going to talk about.
Okay, so they are books on Tantra.
Yes, they are books. And they are not just books in a very mortal sense. They are the divine word. The Agamas have been given the position equal to the Vedas.
Okay.
So it is said that the Vedas are of divine origin. They are not written down by anybody. They were revealed to the sages as the breath of the cosmic being, the Purusha. So in a similar way, Agamas are seen as the knowledge which was given to humans by Shiva. The origin of the Agamas is beautifully encapsulated in one Sanskrit verse. It says that Agatam Panchavaktrat tu Gatam cha Girijanane Manam cha Vasudevasya Tasmat Agamam Uchyate. So it means that Agatam Panchavaktrat tu, that knowledge which has arrived from the 5 faces. So these are the 5 faces of Shiva.
Ooh.
Yes. So these are the 5 faces of Shiva, the knowledge which originated from these 5 faces. And then it was passed down to Parvati. Agatam Panchavakratu, Gatam cha Girijanane. Girija is the name of Parvati as the daughter of the Himalayas. So which went to Girija. Manam cha Vasudevasya. Then Girija, Parvati, transmitted this knowledge to Vasudeva. Who is Vasudeva? Now the term Vasudeva is very crucial because here Vasudeva refers to Vishnu. And when we say Vishnu, the origin of the word Vishnu means that which encompasses everything. Why poison is termed as Visha? Visha means that which spreads throughout. So Vishnu is that which has encapsulated the entire universe, which has spread throughout.
Okay.
So Vishnu manifests as different rishis, the 4 Kumaras, the Saptarshis. So all of the rishis, all of the Kumaras, all of the gurus, the Siddhas, they are nothing but a form of Vishnu.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So that is why it is said that Parvati transmitted this knowledge to Vishnu. And from Vishnu, from the different forms of Vishnu, like the 4 Kumaras and the Saptarshis, that knowledge came to the world. And that knowledge is known as the Agamas. Now the word, as I said earlier, the Tantra and Agama are used simultaneously interchangeably. So both of them refer to the same corpus of text. Now, when we go into different sectarian divisions, usually the Shaktism, the sect that focuses on the worship of the mother goddess, the divine feminine, as the highest supreme divinity, they refer to the entire tantric corpus as Tantra. There are 64 tantras in existence when we go through a proper systematic way. When we come to the Shaivas are the ones who worship the highest reality in the form of Shiva. So they regard that the agamas are 28 in number.
Okay.
So I mentioned the 5 faces of Shiva, right?
Yeah.
So each face gives rise to 5 agamas,
Okay.
which totals into 25. But the extra 3 ones are coming up from the upward facing face of Shiva.
Oh.
So Shiva has 4 heads in the 4 directions, just like Brahma. And then there is a 5th head which looks upwards. It is known as the Ishana. Sadyojata, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, and Aghora are the 4 faces which face the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. And the 5th face, the Ishana, faces upwards towards the Akasha Tattva, towards the void. So that face gives rise to 8 agamas in total. So the total number of agamas in the Shaiva sect are said to be 28. When we come to the Vaishnava stream, Vaishnavas also have their own tantras. Vaishnava tantras are usually referred as agamas, the Pancharatra agama and the Vaikhanasa agama.
Okay.
These are very ancient in origin, and they are so ancient that they are followed just in certain pockets in South India now.
Okay.
They have been completely wiped out from the North India due to the destruction of the knowledge systems in the North Indian part of the subcontinent. In South India, you still find the entire worship manuals, the rituals, the construction of the temples, the making of the murtis, all of them is done according to the Pancharatra Agama or the Vaikhanasa Agama. Now, agamas, which we just discussed, like there are different number of agamas in different sects. So, agamas include the entire, it's an encyclopedia of Atmartha Puja and Parartha Puja. So, Atmartha Puja, as the name indicates, it is Atma Artha. It is for myself, my own self.
Okay.
So, I am doing the puja for my enlightenment.
Okay.
And Parartha Puja, Para Artha, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of others.
Okay.
We are doing this puja. So Atmartha Puja includes the personal sadhana that we do, and Parartha Puja refers to the worship that occurs in the temples. It is misunderstood that temples are a center for spiritual enlightenment and healing of our own being. Temples are for the welfare of the universe.
Okay.
They are not for just on a personal connect. Of course, you can go over there, you can absorb the energy of the temple, you can sit in the vicinity of the Devata which is enshrined, and it will benefit you. But the main objective of a temple is Parartha, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the entire universe. So,
how does that happen?
So when the temple is built and the god is enshrined within, we are asking the cosmic force, the universal energy of that god, to come and reside in that small murti.
Yes.
And then, just like we treat a guest, we treat the god every day. If you see the entire agamic structure, if you go to any South Indian temple, the Devata, the god which resides in the Garbhagriha, is treated as a real person.
Yes.
He will every single day, he or she, if it is a Devi, she, if it is a male god, he, they will be woken up with melodious songs. Then they will be given a bath, a ceremonial bath. And this puja happens 5 times throughout the day. It's like a real special guest has came to your house and you are treating them with all kinds of best materials that you have with you. So by doing so, we are giving back from the universe what the Devata has provided us.
Okay.
So it is a sign of gratitude. And as fulfillment that we have received from the Devata accepts it. And by accepting the worship, the Devata has to do something in return for you, right? If I'm giving you an apple, you have to pay me something. If I am doing something for you, you have to do something for me in return to balance that karma. So even the gods are bound by karma. So when we fulfill them, when we worship them, they are bound by that karma to do good, to bless us, for all of us, for the universe. So that's how it works.
Beautifully explained. Yeah. I had 2 doubts from whatever you mentioned up till now. You mentioned 6 karmas. What are those 6 karmas? Are they important? And what are smrutis and shrutis? I have no idea. I know what Vedas are and what is that? Puranas are. But I don't know what smruti shruti is.
So I'll get to the first question. The Shat karmas, as I mentioned, is Jarana, Marana, Stambhana, Vidveshana, Uchchatana, and Vashikarana. So these are the 6 types of quote-unquote black magic things that you can do.
Oh.
Yes. So Jarana means you do a ritual by which a person gets terminally ill. And the doctors, any medicine won't work. The doctors will not be able to diagnose what has happened. And the person will simply stay ill. The origin of the illness will not be explained. Any medication will not work. That is Jarana. Marana means to kill someone.
Okay.
By doing the ritual, you just end that person's life. Vidveshana. Vidveshana means uh, to sow discord. So if you do a vidveshana on a certain family, there will be continuous battles in the family, continuous arguments, and unending disruption in the mental peace and the health of the family.
Ooh.
So that is vidveshana. Uchatana means to uproot. So if you have to uproot someone from their home, from their business, you do a certain ritual, and then they just simply can't stay where they are. They have to leave their house. They have to leave the place of their business. They have to leave. They get uprooted, and through various means, various reasons, which they will not be able to decipher, but they will be uprooted from that place.
Like in the Vadvana Sutra, we say to Hanuman,
Uchataya, uchataya. Yes, that
So
means
remove the evil, remove the
remove the evil, remove the enemy.
Yeah. So this, what you are saying, karmas are to be used for the good of the society
Definitely.
and not to harm.
Harm, exactly. So when we say uchataya, it does not mean that, remove my enemy XYZ person which I hate, which harms me, or
Yes. Not
which
for
I don't like.
selfish reasons.
For uchataya, remove the evil,
Within
the enemies within me, the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, it's all these enemies, all these shadripus which are present inside me. Please remove them from my body, because they have made the body my home and they are living in that home. Please remove these people from my body, from the home that they are in. So that is the positive side of the uchatana. Then we come to stambhana. Stambhana means paralyzing. There are different types of stambhana. So stambhana basically means to stop someone in the place where they are. So there is vak stambhana. Vak stambhana means to paralyze the speech. When we do vak stambhana on a person, they will just not be able to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are black magics associated where people can't talk, their tongue is rolled back.
Stuck and rolled back, and it gets heavy. They just can't move the tongue. That is vak stambhana. Then we have buddhi stambhana, where the brain just stops working. Critical thinking ends right there. They are not able to think what to do. They are not able to formulate thoughts. That is the mati stambhana or buddhi stambhana. Then there is kaya stambhana or sharira stambhana, where actual you can see physical paralysis. Someone is not able to walk, move their hands, move their torso. That is the kaya sharira stambhana.
That is what Rishi Vashisht had done to when Rishi Vishwamitra came to his ashram to attack him. He had done that, right?
Yes.
So that he couldn't move, his army couldn't move.
Yes. And then there are positive sides to this as well. There is one specific stambhana which is seen in the Atharva Veda as well. So it is the Shatru Sena stambhana. The army of the enemy is paralyzed. They are not able to fight. They are not able to move at all. Fighting is beyond thinking. So they are not able to move. The entire army gets stuck where they are.
Okay.
So that is stambhana. And the last is Vashikarana, that we just earlier discussed, that how it is done to hypnotize and to keep something in our own control. Then people use it to control others, to hypnotize other people, make them fall in love and blah, blah, blah. But it is meant to control our own senses, to control our own organs, to keep them in our strong control for spiritual enlightenment.
Got it. And what is Smriti Shruti?
Smriti is that which is remembered. Shruti is that which is heard. So this is the literal explanation. Hearing what? Shruti, as I said, means hearing something. Shruti is the literal word of the cosmic being which was heard by the rishis.
Okay.
Smriti, on the other hand, is something which is remembered, which is learned, which is written. And these were written by different rishis from their own analysis of the Shruti, based on the Shruti.
You mentioned that the Shakta tradition in Tantra is like the highest level. Why this hierarchy? Why is it the best?
When you are in trouble, who do you call first?
Mother.
That's the answer. That's the answer in very plain terms, without going into the technicalities and the complexities. But for the sake of information, when we talk about Tantra is a elaborate, a system, as I explained, to expand our own consciousness. Now, this needs a very nuanced understanding of the philosophy, of the Indian philosophy. The very creation of the entire existence happens with the interaction of Shiva and Shakti. So here Shiva is seen as the Purusha and Shakti is the Prakriti. So the entire world is seen as the expansion of Prakriti, the various forms of Shakti. So that is why the importance to Shakti is given rather than the other deities. So among these, Shakti is called Kshipra Prasadini. Kshipra means quickly,
Okay.
and Prasadini means one who
quickly
gives something. Because when you're in trouble, when you're in uh, any deep problem, the first person you address is your mother. So in the same way, what is trouble here? The entire world is the trouble here.
Okay.
We say it Bhavasagara. This is the ocean of the Bhava, of the materialistic tendencies.
Okay.
This is Bhavaranya. Aranya is very
Correct.
dense, dark. It is not just forest in a calm term. Aranya means a dark, inescapable, dense forest where there is no way outside. So that is Aranya. So Bhavaranya is that forest. And Devi, as one of her names in the Lalita Sahasranama, she is Bhavaranya Kutarika. Kutarika is the axe which cuts down these trees. So Devi is not just guiding you out of the aranya that the existence is. She's cutting down the aranya itself.
Now that you tell me, in the Pratyangara Rakshak Kavacham Stotram, it mentions that Devi, you protect me in the Aranya also. So I was thinking, why will I go to a forest and why will Devi come to that forest in this whole urban civilization? But now I understand that Aranya doesn't mean forest in the literal sense. It means the dense materialistic world around us.
Around us, exactly. How the trees are very densely placed in a forest. Similarly, the distractions, the material problems in our life are there, even if they are invisible. As I said, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, these Shadripus, even though they are absent, they are so close that they are almost within us. They are that close. At least the trees are outside, but here the trees are inside me. So that is the level of the dense aranya which is present here. And that is why we ask the mother for our help. Also, the reason why Shakti is given the primacy among the other deities is that Shakti is the most manifest form. Apart from Shakti, only Surya is the Pratyaksha Devata.
Yeah.
Pratyaksha Devata means one, the god that you can see with your own eyes. Other gods like Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Ganapati, you cannot see with your own eyes. But Shakti, you can see with your own eyes. And how so? In the Durga Saptashati, it is said that Vidya samastas tavadevi bhedaha, striya sakala samasta jagatsu. It means that all the knowledge systems, the Vidyas, are form of the goddess. And striya sakala samasta jagatsu. In the entire world, all the females that are present are a form of Devi. So if you are looking at a female, you are looking at Devi. And that is why Devi is seen as someone who bestows and who answers the call very quickly.
In a lot of places, I have seen in a few videos, especially in Ladakh, Tibet, they are using Tantra as a method of healing. Is that true? Can you use tantric wisdom or some rituals to heal a person physically from some ailments?
Definitely. Because as I said, that Tantra is the expansion of oneself to a cosmic level. So when we expand our own perception to a cosmic level, the problems which we have inherited, I'd say inherited, through various births and rebirths are washed away. So when we do any tantric sadhana, any sadhana of any devata, the first step in the sadhana is the clearing of our karmas.
Oh.
So when I worship any devata, even if I ask for any blessings, before the blessings are bestowed, the devata will make sure that my slate is wiped clean. Before anything more is drawn onto it, the devata makes sure that the past karmas are brushed away. And the ailments that we receive in this life are a result of our past karmas, right? So when the past karmas itself are wiped out, the ailments that are arising out of those karmas in this life will also disappear automatically.
Oh.
And again, now, just like we discussed in the Jarana Marana Vidveshana, if someone has done these things on you, if they have caused any ailments or any sickness in your body that cannot be detected by the doctors, that cannot be cured by any medication, those type of illnesses, sicknesses, and problems can be cured by Tantra, by doing the opposite, the Prayoga, by answering the Prayoga.
So that is what paranormalists do, right? All that Vashikaran and those haunted houses, and so they reverse that. So they are also using Tantra in that way,
In
right?
that way, yes.
That is amazing to know. Now tell me, are there tantric references in our epics like Mahabharata or Ramayana? Can you expand on that?
If we go to the original works like the Valmiki Ramayana or the Mahabharata, you won't find a direct mention of Tantra as such. For that, you have to analyze the Ramayana from a critical lens. You have to read the Mahabharata carefully.
Okay.
I'll just take the example of Ramayana. So we might be familiar with the story that Ravana takes Sita to Lanka. Why does Ravana have 10 heads? The 10 heads are the 5 indriyas and the 5 jnanendriyas and the 5 karmendriyas. So the jnanendriya plus karmendriya result into 10. So Ravana is a representation of our own twisted ego.
Okay.
Sita is the goddess Kundalini, which the ego takes out.
Okay.
And Rama is the Shiva Tattva, which goes pursuing the Kundalini. So the entire story of Ramayana is actually the story of Kundalini within every single person. So in the Valmiki Ramayana, Hanuman is seen as the personification of the sadhaka. When Hanuman takes a leap toward Lanka to find out Sita, he encounters 3 different types of obstacles. So these 3 obstacles refer and represent the obstacles that a sadhaka gets and has to encounter throughout their life.
Okay.
So when we see Hanuman as the sadhak, when he has taken that leap is the efforts that we are putting in the sadhana. The first obstacle that comes up before Hanuman is the mountain that rises out of the ocean and asks him to take some rest on top of the mountain and then proceed when he is fully and rested. So Hanuman then replies that no, my master has ordered me, Sri Ram has ordered me to find out Sita and then only I will take rest. So this is the sattvic obstacle, a very calm form of obstacle which we are not most of the times not able to recognize as an obstacle. So these obstacles might come up as material comforts and our comfort zone, which we are very reluctant to get out of. The second obstacle that he encounters is a Rakshasa. The Rakshasa takes the form of a sea serpent, a giant, and the Rakshasa then asks that Hanuman should pass through the small gap of the teeth, and then only the Rakshasa will let Hanuman pass on towards Lanka. So there Hanuman uses one of his siddhis. He becomes small, passes through the gap of the teeth of the Rakshas, and then proceeds towards Lanka. So this is the Rajasic type of obstacle where you have to you have identified the obstacle and you have to utilize one of your strengths, your powers to overcome that obstacle. This is the Rajasic obstacle that a sadhaka must overcome. Materialistic and a materialistic obstacle which can be recognized, unlike the comfort zone. So when we are in a comfort zone, we do not realize that we are living in a bubble. But when an obstacle, a material obstacle encounters us, like lack of resources or other such things, we are able to recognize and as well as act upon that obstacle.
Okay.
Then comes the tamasic obstacle. When Hanuman finally steps his foot on Lanka, the protecting deity of Lanka, Lankini, comes up to Hanuman and gives him no choice but to fight.
Yeah.
There, Hanuman has to employ all his strength and fight Lankini, and only after defeating Lankini, he can proceed to find Sita. Lankini represents this tamasic obstacle where we have to completely devote ourselves to overcome that obstacle. So these are where Hanuman is seen as the sadhaka. These are the 3 types of obstacles that come in our sadhana, in our life, in our pursuit of finding Devi. And finally, finding Sita is also a representation of a sadhaka picking up a sadhana, performing the sadhana, countering the obstacles in the sadhana, and finally achieving the goddess, the feet of the goddess. So Sita is none other than Devi Tripura Sundari.
Yes.
Rama is none other than Shiva.
I thought he was the avatar of Vishnu.
Yes. So there is a beautiful shloka. It says, Ekaiva Shakti Parameshwarasya. There is only one Shakti of Parameshwara. Bhinna Chaturdha Viniyoga Kale. For the purposes of different execution, that one Shakti takes on 4 different forms. Bhoge Bhavani, Samareshu Durga. While accepting the offerings and while relishing in the creation, she appears as Bhavani, as Parvati, Gauri, the epitome of beauty. Samareshu Durga, while countering the enemies, while destroying the enemies in the battlefield, she appears as Durga. Kopeshu Kali, when she is angered, she appears as Kali. And Purusheshu Vishnu. When that Shakti of the Parameshwara, when the Devi has to take on a male form, that Shakti takes the form of Vishnu.
Oh.
And that is how all the avatars of Vishnu, be it Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, all of them are associated with Devi. Then you might see, if Rama is associated with Devi, if Vishnu is associated with Devi, why does Shiva come up? Shiva and Shakti are two sides of the same coin.
Okay.
They are inseparable.
Okay.
Just in the same way that the sun and the sun rays are inseparable. One cannot exist without the other. Shiva and Shakti are inseparable.
So because Tripur Sundari Sita is Devi herself, Bhavani herself,
Yes.
Ram is Shiva.
Shiva. Yes. And
Shiva and Shakti.
there is a small episode while Rama is, he has accepted that he has to go to the Vanavas for 14 years. And then he says that I'll go to the Vanavas on my own. I won't take Sita with me. There, Sita says that my father married me off to a man, thinking that this is a man. But this is actually a woman.
Yeah.
Now, this verse has been interpreted by the commentators, the Sri Vaishnava commentators on Ramayana, as Sita referring to the promise that was made earlier. In the Shiva Mahapurana, there is a small conversation between Shiva and Parvati. Shiva says that I want to take a female form, and Parvati says that, okay, then I'll take a male form. And the fulfillment of that promise comes in the form of Ramayana, where Devi takes on form as Rama through Shiva and Vishnu.
Okay.
Shiva takes on the form of Sita. So there are layers of this.
Okay.
When I say that Shiva takes on the form of Sita, the Shiva is the innermost consciousness,
Okay.
the highest Parabrahma. Above that Parabrahma is Lalita Tripura Sundari.
Oh,
And above that layering is Sita.
awesome.
We see the characters in Ramayana very plainly as a storyline, but there are layers and layers of deeper, tantric knowledge which is going inside.
So basically, it is very difficult to understand Devi. Yeah, she is Achintya Roop Charite.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
someone whom you cannot understand.
understand.
Even Brahma couldn't understand.
Even
her.
Rama couldn't understand.
Okay.
So just like she's a mother, a very simple, caring, loving personality, and at the same time, she is Aneka Koti Brahmanda Janani. She is the mother of thousands and crores of different Brahmandas. We are not equipped with the intelligence to understand her.
Very interesting. My final question, Vishwajit, is what has been your most powerful experience on this path of Tantra in your life?
So interesting one. We are not allowed to reveal the experiences, the most intimate experiences that we have in the path of Tantra. But to satisfy your curiosity, I will narrate a couple of experiences that have been revealed to me by my Guruji.
To get the complete answer to this question, you guys will have to wait. There's a second part coming up just for you all.